Day number 2. 3 for me. Did one twice. And yesterday, found myself a nice chip stack. Ran very good at the very end, which was awesome. So we got a 2 million in chips. About 50, it'll be 50 big blinds. Looked at the table draw. I got 2 crushers that keep an eye on. One is Ian, getting his last name. He's got 8 rings. Thankfully, I'm right on his left. And a bracelet. And he's on the 25K Fantasy League with Alex Foxen and others. So definitely a good player. 1.7 million in earnings. And the guy looks like he's 20 years old. And I guess he's a big online crusher as well, from what I read online. So the other guy, who you guys have all probably heard of, is Barry Shulman. And Barry Shulman's been playing forever. Older guy, gray hair. And you should know who he is. So he's on my table as well. So got my choice. I think softer players. Looks like there's a third guy who has like $250,000 in earnings. So whatever. And the other don't really have much of anything on their resume. So, but the main 2 looks like to keep my eye on are Ian and Barry. So let's see what happens. I'm going to the Bears. Yellow. Need to wake up a little bit. Let me grab a coffee. I need to always video everything because I went and just grabbed a coffee and said, "Hey, you're not the regular lady." I always joke with at the store. And she's like, "No, do you want to come back?" Jeez, reminds me of a dealer yesterday. Like, yeah, if you're so miserable, maybe try doing something else in life because you're fucking miserable, or change something, right? Dang it, I forgot my pillow. I only got my seat cushion. I guess I'll have to live with the seat cushion because I'm already pushing it on time. How'd I forget my pillow? I always have a pillow in my seat cushion. Oh well. Okay, so I'm going to be going through the hands here on a feature episode. Go through some more specific hands, but right off the bat is not the start I wanted. I have about $1 million in chips, but I right off the bat lost almost half my stack against the guy who was the pro, but he was really tight. I started out nice where he raised in middle position. I called with Queen Jack. The flop came Ace King something. He bet, but really small. I called. Turn was like a obviously club or whatever. He checked, and I made a still a pretty small bet, but maybe a little bigger than quarter pot. And he quickly folded. So left the pro very first hand, picked up some chips. Everything's going good. He's really short. He ends up winning hand with pocket kings versus some crappy hand. I don't know what the guy shoved with, but. And then so he picked up more chips, and then so he had like 800,000 or something when I got in this hand involved with him, which was I was under the gun, pocket queens. I raised. I'm like, okay, this is a good start for me here. Gets around the guy who had basically nothing, who called, and he went all in for less. And then Ian there ended up just calling in the big blind, and we saw a flop. It was 8-4 deuce. I bet. He called. Not a real big size bet. The turn was like a 5, which brought in a straight draw, brought in a flush draw, brought in all kinds of stuff. And so I'm like, and I don't think he has a gutter there, obviously. But he checks to me, and I'm like, you know what? There's so many draws out there. I just want to take this down. I don't like my thinking on that. I think you need to bet half pot, and then maybe you can get away from the hand. But I basically bet a little over the pot what I had left, which was it was 500, 400 something in the pot, and I shoved, and he had 600 behind, so it was an over pot size bet. I don't like that at all. I can bet half pot, and then if he raises or something, I can probably get away from it. I don't like my shove. I'm just protect my hand, take it down. No, that's stupid thinking. That's amateur stupid thinking. That's I need to bet, and then maybe if he goes all in, I can think about folding, try to get a read on him. But to just jam there, I think is horrible. I don't like my play at all, my decision making, because I did that, and he snap called me, and he flopped top set of eights, he had pocket eights, and the river paired the board, didn't matter, and basically I doubled him up, and I lost right off the bat. I went from like 2.4 million down to 1.2 million. So that was very costly. And then I ended up getting involved with a hand right after that, where a guy raised under the gun, but it was like a min raise. The guy next stack called, comes around to me on the button. I'm not sure if I should check if I should really even play this hand and call with it against, I don't know, until I figure out the players more, but I called on the button with king 10 off. And big blind called. So the pot now is already like 400,000. So it's a loaded pot right off the bat. The flop comes king, jack, 5, rainbow. It gets the pre-flop razor bets. About half pot, like 200,000. It was 185 is what it was, 180, something like that. Almost half pot. The next guy called, and I just felt like it was way too weak here to fold top pair just yet. Although someone's betting into a number of people on a big board, decent sized bet, I could probably just think about folding there. And then but I called. The turn was a 10, giving me two pair. But it's king, queen, jack, 10 on 5 on the board. And of course, the guy next to act, I thought about this. He could have ace queen, where he has an over, and then gutter. He might call, it's possible. I don't like his call. But anyway, he pre-flop razor checked. And he turns around and bets 375,000, which is a big bet. Pretty big bet. And I tanked for a while. I have two pair, but I know straight's no good. The way he called the flop, I didn't think he had two pair set. So I felt like he had a straight or. He's protecting a king. I don't know. I probably should have just folded the turn to a decent pot size bet there. So, but I called, the pre-flop razor folded. The river was a queen, which might have saved my butt, because when the river's a queen, he jams all in and I folded. Because now there's too much that beats me. And I could have an ace, and I mean, he's got to have an ace there, obviously, because I can have an ace. So ace makes Broadway on that board, so I folded pretty quickly. And then it sounds to me like he was like lying left and right on what he had, but it seems to me like he had ace queen on the turn. And then it's possible that the river saved me, because with a different river, I might throw up a little bit. I probably still folded the jam, honestly, but yeah, I should have just folded the turn, honestly. So, anyway, that's what happened. And then I turn around, I go to the next table, sit down, blind versus blind. There's a big blind. I lose that. And the blind versus blind. And I end up raising. With pocket fours, blind versus blind, second hand, the new table, and he seems like a pro. He's got an accent, doesn't talk much, and he tanks forever, and then he jams all in. And I look at him, and I just had to read that he wasn't that strong, so I called him. He jammed for 600,000, which is for most of my stack, but I just didn't buy it. And just I want my read, and I called. I had pocket fours. He had ace 4 off. Ace comes down the flop. I'm all, oh, fucking wonderful. And it ran out Broadway. So thankfully, at least I chopped that pot and I didn't get clobbered by that hand. And then besides that, there are really no big exciting hands. And one hand where I had king 10 of clubs, and kid c-bet really small with 2 clubs on the board. I raised big with the over on the clubs, and he snap folded. Took down the blinds a couple times with the weak ace on the button. About it. Jesus, talk about tilting. I barely got back from break. I missed the first few minutes. And all of a sudden, I'm in the big blind for as soon as I get back. That guy was such a luck box against me. I answer everyone. He ended up raising. I call with Queen Jack. The flop comes Jack 7, no, Jack 9. I had Jack 9. I just completed in the big, right, for the min raise. Flop comes Jack 7 deuce. Jack 7 deuce, like with 2 spades. I checked him. He bets really tiny. And I decided to just call. I thought about raising just to take it down. But I just called. He min bet, right? Turn was the king and he bets big. I'm like, he could be bluffing here, but I don't have the chips to risk, you know. So I fold. I'm like, should have just raised the flop. I'm mad I didn't just kind of take it down in that situation. Because there was like already 500,000-600,000 in chips. That's more than what's in my stack. So anyway, the very next hand, he raises an early position. I'm on the button. And I was in small blind last time. This time I'm on the button. I have Queen Jack. So I call it Queen Jack on the button. Everyone else folds. Flop comes Jack 4-4. Rainbow, I believe it was. Could have been 2 diamonds, but I think it was rainbow. Again, he bets minimum. And I have, so the pot's got 300,000 in it now. I have 700,000 behind. I ship it all in. Because I'm like, I'm just going to fucking take it down. This sounds crazy, but I'm going to take it down. Probably dumb. But I ship it to take it down. He snap calls me with ace king. I'm like, okay. He hits a king on the river. Like, what am I... I literally told the guy, I said, hey, I'm mad I didn't protect my top pair last time. This time I fucking ship it on a Jack 4-4 board. Snap calls me with ace king. It's a king on the river. I mean, what a fucking moron. What are you fucking doing? I mean, that was for my tournament life. I mean, I'm up over $1 million. I'm sitting all right at 18 bigs or whatever. I mean, if I win that pot, I'm back up to, yeah, not in bad shape, you know, maybe 20 bigs or so. I'm not sure exactly, but the fucking moron calls me with ace king high. I'm like, what do you think I'm shipping it with? There's no draws on the board. It's Jack 4-4 rainbow. Like, if I got any pair, you only got 6 out, and I overbet the pot. Like, well, you had 6 outs. Yeah, he had 6 outs. He's not getting the right price with 6 outs. With 6 outs, he's 25%. He's not getting 3-1. He's not getting 2-1. Oh, yeah. So, Jesus Christ, fucking moron. And he's got $8 billion in chips, and they're going to probably win the thing and stuff. Oh, it just pisses me off. So that's how I get knocked out. I know people say it's just poker, and I try to always have a good attitude about that, you know, because shit happens, and, you know, but it's just, was number 5 out of 600 people in chips going into day 2. And I barely made it 2 hours. And I made the mistake with the queens where I shouldn't have lost as much, but I did get 2 outed. And then when he hit the straight, I'm guessing he hit the straight on the turn. I could have folded the turn. But again, that was a 4-outer. And then this one was a 6-outer. So this luck box, I mean, everyone's just getting lucky as fuck on me. And it really pisses me off to be so pretty in chips. And then just everyone getting lucky. It's just... I mean, and if I win that pot, if you don't hit a 6-outer, then, I'm golden. I'm over 20 bigs again. I'm sitting fine. So, because that pot was 300, he bet 104, I jammed for 7 or 8. Yeah, I'm at 1.5 million, 1.6 million if I just hold on. But it's not like it was a close thing or it was a flip. It was... I had the fucker crush, and he has no business calling. I mean, it's just... I thought morons would be weeded out by now, but apparently not. Oh, jeez. It sucks to be the chip leader going into day 2. Virtually the chip leader with 50 bigs and not even make it past the first break. It just sucks. I'm going to look into pre-flop. I don't know if... calling on the button with King 10 or Queen Jack versus early position raise is smart. However, versus this guy, it is because he's an idiot. So, you know, if it's someone that's playing tight ranges up front, probably is a fold on the button. But against a guy that barely knows how to play poker, it's a call because you can usually outplay them. So that's usually how I look at things a lot of times too, is basically how they play. I mean, he was really short, I think, with the ace queen, but he didn't 3-bet all in with the ace queen. He just called, and then he called next to act with 4 people in the pot with a gut shot and hit his gutter. So that tells you something right there. So that's why when he said, "Oh yeah, I was bluffing it on the river," I'm like, "Yeah, right, dude. You don't know how to play poker well. You're a fish. So and fish are never bluffing. They're just never bluffing in any spots like these. So I probably should have folded the turn, but the river was definitely never a bluff. No way. Don't tell me he's bluffing there, repping an ace. He's like, I didn't think you had an ace. Bullshit. A guy that can't fold ace king post flop when I overbet the pot is not repping an ace on the river. Come on. You gotta. The puzzle pieces need to match up a little bit, and that's just not the case. So when you're analyzing people, you have to realize what kind of person you're playing against, and if they're a clown, they're not running some huge bluff in some spots. It's just they're not. So that's it. I'm gonna go lay down now. All right, guys. So uneventful day, very uneventful. I ended up going back to the room and laying down for a minute. Turned into fucking 4 or 5 hours, and then now I probably won't sleep all night. But what can you do? It is what it is. I did record a number of the hands and live streamed actually the footage. I was hoping to have a lot more hands than like 3, but I got knocked out. And then unfortunately, the hand that knocked me out, I didn't record because I literally just got back from break, hadn't even sat down, hadn't even grabbed my phone, and I played that hand and boom, I was out. So, but I covered it. I actually went back and thought about it, and I did overbet which technically is not the right way to play, because what worse is calling you? Nothing. Well, apparently not, because ace king high called me. So I guess I did play it perfect, but you can't expect ace king high to call you there. But it did, and I got unlucky. And such is life. Is that what Daniel Rana says? It's poker. Yeah, whatever. No, it seems to make me feel any better being the chip leader on any day. 2. Whatever. It is what it is, I guess. Tomorrow is the PLO Mystery Bounty Tournament, $1,000 Brian. We'll be doing that tomorrow. And see how it goes. Just had such high hopes for this one today. Just sucks because it's number 5 out of over 600 in chips and over 50 bigs. I was sitting beautiful, and then I only made it to like 2 levels, 40-minute levels. It was ridiculous. Not what I was expecting or hoping for, but yeah, well, that's what happened. So PLO tomorrow, guys. Wait, make sure you subscribe because there might be a part 2 to this. I looked a little bit when I got knocked out and went back to the room and looked a little bit at what I should be calling with pre-flop with the stack I had, whether or not I should be calling with 20 or 30 blinds on the button. Technically, I should not be with the stack that size with hands like Queen Jack, King 10 on the button to an early position raise. I technically should not be calling at all. But again, I got to play it a little bit with node locking because that assumes the player raising in early position raises correctly, which we all know is not the case. I did one node lock. It really didn't change anything, which kind of surprised me. But people are raising with a lot more than what you're technically supposed to be raising with it in the early position. So that changes things. You can't just go into any solver and just say, oh, I should have done this, because you have to adjust based on what the people are actually doing. Otherwise, garbage in is garbage out. It's like, yes, if he's only raising 5% of his hands, which is what he's supposed to be doing in an early position, then yes, King 10 off is a fold, Queen Jack off is a fold. But if he raises 35% of his hands, which most people do, regardless of position, that's a different, different story. So I might do a part 2 that kind of goes through a little of the GTO stuff, and pre-flop stuff that I talked about today. So just subscribe. So there might be a part 2 on this one.